Hey, it's your girl Charlene with Soul Sisters Talk. What's up, everybody? Hey, today we are recording our next episode. Whoop, whoop. And today our episode title is called Trapped Between Worry and Peace. Whoa. Have you ever been going through situations in life where you felt trapped? Where you felt like your mental health was hanging in the balance of your circumstances? Well, today, this episode is going to be a personal journal entry that I did. And I'm discussing this type of time that I was having in my life. And I'm going to tell you guys what, worry is a real emotion. And it can place us in bondage and hinder us from finding resolution, joy, and of course, ultimately, our peace. I like to say that anxiety and depression are close friends to worry, and they love hanging out with our stresses. And so I've been learning and working on changing my environment, creating emotional growth for myself, and possessing the power to change my perspective during my pain. I do a lot of journaling and writing down my emotions. And then there are times that I go back and revisit those journal writings at a later date. And what they've served to show me is that I'm stronger than I ever imagined. And so are you. You are stronger than what you are facing today, even though it may not feel that way. There's a quote that I like to use that says, "The strongest people are not those who show strength in front of us, but those who win battles we never know about." And worry is a silent battle that we can contend with behind closed doors. But you don't have to. We can use our situations to empower ourselves and to empower others. By simply sharing and being willing to be transparent and open with others. You do not have to live in silence in your pain, ladies. And today, in this journal entry that I'm going to read to you, like I said, it's really personal. It's about a really rough time that I was going through in life. And I didn't even put half of what I was going through when I wrote this journal. I really only put down at that moment what was most pressing in the stresses that I was going through. And this journal entry was written back in June 2018, and the timestamp that I have on my journal entry says 11:05 p.m. And so I will begin to read. How do I let go of how I feel? How do I handle all the uncertainties I have inside? How do I explain my fears without overwhelming those who are around me? With all the losses we have experienced, I have this penetrating emptiness and fear that's inside of me. And I don't know how to say the words I feel inside without provoking an extreme reality to what I'm trying so hard to suppress. And I just don't want to be afraid or carry this burden of fear with me all the time. Some days I can't think about anything else because the weight of this feeling that's taking over my mind. Even though I know that death is a part of life, when it hits home, it's another type of acknowledgement that you got to deal with. Losing my dad was really hard many years ago, but I had just had a child. So I was able to pull my hurt together and focus on my 2 little babies and my family. Losing my sister was a big blow, but I was grateful because I got to spend lots of time with her, and I felt like Doris was at rest now. Losing my mom, I was not prepared for that. I walked in a sense of naivety because I really and truly felt like God would let her live with me forever. I wish that I could still just call her, hold her. I wish I could still just talk to her. I wasn't ready to let her go. I'm still not ready to let her go. But death didn't ask me for permission. I know I didn't want her to be in any pain anymore or to be hurting, but I certainly, in my heart of hearts, did not want to say goodbye. I knew she was leaving us. I could just feel it. My denial could only hold me for so long. You can't deny what's in front of you. You can only pray for a miracle, but I didn't get that. I got what God thought was best at the time. Now, losing my brother Mike only 4 months after Mommy is like a reality that this life as I knew it is changing. Nothing will ever be the same as it was. Mike was a phenomenal brother, just like my sister Doris was an incredible sister. Both were always full of life and willing to give their all to others. I feel deeply hurt for my nieces and my nephews, for my siblings' grandchildren. I feel incredibly hurt for my sister Charlotte. Her life as she knew it for almost 40 years, man, has changed forever. I must say, even though these life occurrences are happening, that has brought me great sorrow. We've also have to be grateful for our victories and our joys. God takes and gives. He has taken with him some very important people to me, but he has also given me some very wonderful gifts as well. Just Monday, less than 24 hours from returning home, my son was in a major car crash. His car was a total loss. He flipped it on the major highway 95. But he walked away with no broken bones, no lacerations, no major visible injuries. He doesn't have a concussion. I wish I could just add pictures to this journal so you could see the severity of this car crash. But God. However, I still feel trapped between my peace and my worry some days. I'm working on eliminating worry and walking in full peace, but it is so challenging. God, I know I have no power to cause you to do anything I say, but I do have the right to pray and petition you to hear my prayers. You told me to pray without ceasing. You said the effectual fervent prayers of the righteous would prevail. God, I need a righteous heart before you, so my prayer will prevail. God, no matter how tough this time is for me and my family, we will trust you until you call us to be home with you in glory. Amen. Wow. That was my journal entry about 2 years ago in regards to losing some very close people that I had. My dad, my mom, my sister, my brother, my son being could have been a fatal car accident. And I really was going through, I would say, one of the most tumultuous emotional times I had ever gone through. I felt depressed. I felt anxious, certainly was stressed. And it just didn't seem like there was light at the end of the tunnel. But as I go back and I read this journal entry, I actually see that I was encouraging myself all the way through it. Even in my pain, I chose the perspective to see some victories. To see that even though God may have taken something that I really, really am missing in life, He also has given me some gifts that are unmeasurable in life. And so I know that the emotion of our pain can be like bondage that hinders us. And its goal sometimes is to keep us from coming to a resolution, from finding our joy, and ultimately getting to that place of peace. I want each of you to know that your feelings, your emotions are real. But you're not alone. Sometimes when we're going through that, it is a silent battle. And we can feel like no one understands us. No one has ever gone through this. Everybody has isolated us. But the reality is we have that power. We have the power to change our circumstances with our perspective. What I've learned and what I'm learning is sometimes I have to slow down. I have to slow down. And yeah, there was this old cliche saying that slow down and smell the roses. And man, that is so true. Because we know when we're in the emotion of worry, stress, anxiety, and depression, our mind is racing and racing and racing. And it's doing this repeat cycle of information of that pain or that hurt or that disappointment that's going through our head over and over and over again. And we have to slow that down and bring life back into perspective. And you need to know that on your journey or wherever you may be trying to get to your peace from your worry, that you're not alone. That what you are feeling is real. But guess what? You don't have to be alone and go through it alone. You can open up. You can talk to somebody. You can share. Women, your voice is so powerful. You are not experiencing anything in this life that is meant for you alone. Every single thing that you face is because one day you'll be strong enough to open your mouth and share it with someone else. And it's going to change their lives. It may be that person on your job. It may be one of your own family members. It could be the next person you see in the grocery store line, that you're willing to be transparent with your journey. That they need to hear where you've come from or what you're going through because you don't know where they are. And a simple glimpse of not being alone or hope could change the trajectory of someone else's life. Listen, you're important. You're more than what you're going through now. It is designed and it is shaped to make you better, to make you stronger, There are things that you will do silently that no one else will know unless you're willing to share. And the power of your words can give life to someone. It's real to go through pain, hurt, and emotion in life. And I want to validate those feelings for you today. And I also want to give you hope that you don't have to stay arrested to the loneliness, to the pain, to the hurt, to the emotion, to depression, to anxiety. But if you're willing to take a moment to slow your thoughts down, maybe even write them, let's work on a solution of what we can do either to get past where we are, to manage where we are. Let's find a plan that creates a different perspective to our pain. We're going to see the glass half full versus half empty. And we're going to fight, ladies, to get to a place where we can live in peace, even in the midst of our pain. Listen, if I can do it, if I'm doing it, you can do it, and we can do it together. Ladies, you're never alone. We're here to support, inspire, serve, teach, encourage, respect, and share with each other. That's what sisters do. I hope that this podcast has served to create an option for you to know that you are not alone and that your voice is powerful, and someone needs to know your journey, because your journey is what's going to give them the trajectory to their hope and their future. So ladies, thank you so much for listening to Soul Sisters Talk. Join me next week for a, thrilling conversation that we will have with a group of ladies. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you back in this same place next week on Soul Sisters Talk. You guys have a great one, and I'm out.